Hello everyone, welcome to another Tutorial Thursday video. My name is Swiss, and for this video we're going to be going over Snake's grabs and just an overall foundation of Snake from all the previous parts that we have gone over as well. So thank you guys so much for watching, and let's go ahead, let's dive right in, and let's get started. Alright guys, so we're going to be going over Snake's grabs first. Now I do want to mention that I will not be showing the frame data on this video because the fact that the website for Smash, the ultimate frame data, is down at the moment. So all you need to know is that Snake's standing grab is a frame 8 grab. His pivot grab is a frame 9 grab, and his dash grab is frame 11. Now in this game, if you guys don't know, generally, the faster your grab is, the less range it has, and grabs the fastest a grab is like frame 6, and then the slower it is, the more range you kind of get out of it. So with Snake, he has a frame 8 grab, which is decent. It's not like it's not terrible, but because of it being a frame 8, he has pretty good grab range out of it. And then the pivot grab, he has a good amount of range on pivot grab as well because of that. So keep that in mind when it comes to Snake grabbing. He has a pretty decent grab range. So it's not like Rob or Hero or anything like that where they have like no grab range, primarily because of the fact that their grab is like frame 6 in a sense. So very fast grab, but not a lot of range. So keep that in mind. So when it comes to Snake's grabs, he does have a few combos out of low percents. Biggest one is the back throw into dash attack. And then he has up throw up tilt. He has up throw double jump down air. And those are the main ones really. One thing to note is that with back throw, he can also lead into a jab block, such as like that. And then rinse and repeat, of course. And then up throw, up tilt, if they DI in, or in this case, in this scenario, left, then they will end up behind you, and you have to do a turnaround up tilt. So it is true, no matter which way they DI, you just have to guess. It's just primarily people generally do not DI in unless they know the matchup, which then in that case, now you have to try to react and guess, or just react in general. And then there is a up throw up air option as well that is kind of like you have to like do a instant double jump up air to be able to get it. I don't practice it, so I don't have the timing down on it, but yeah, so that is also possible as well. You don't really see it a lot just because if they DI either way, kind of just get out of it, honestly. So yeah. Now when it comes also to Snake's grabs, of course we should know by now, if you don't know already, that Snake has down throw combos at certain percents. Big characters at 106, you can actually jab them for free. So that's a true combo, only on specific characters. And then also, again, specific characters can also get down thrown into F tilt at 125% and up. And certain characters, it's 142%, and it might decide which way they're facing as well. There's a chart on it, which you can check out in the description as well. So keep that in mind. And also, the final one is the one everybody knows. Down throw into up tilt is true at 160%. So keep that in mind. You can also do down throw down tilt if you wanted to. Obviously those will never kill until they're at like a really high percent. But for the most part, down throw up tilt is something that you should always be mindful of when playing Snake or fighting Snake, either way. Now, outside of that, that's really it when it comes to his grab game, honestly. The only other thing to really mention is that when it comes to back throw, I'm not going to be able to showcase it, of course, because you can't set the computer to DI in a specific direction. But if the opponent DIs away, they can escape this dash attack in a sense. Kind of depends on the character. If they're a heavyweight like Charizard is, he's just going to keep getting hit. But primarily, though, they could DI away and then just like tech the ground. And then when you dash tech, you whiff because they tech and then they hit you for doing it. So that's something that you might have to make sure you understand fully of and just be aware of and try to quickly react to that situation. If you notice they're going farther than normal and they tech, then you know. That's why when it comes to like Apollo Kage and Ally, what they do is they hold jab just in case if the opponent doesn't tech, right, they get the jab lock. But if the opponent does tech, then they can react and either chase with dash attack, in or out, or they could down tilt, or you know, whatever the case is, right? So you know, that could be something you guys could try out as well, just to have kind of like a head start on tech chasing if you're not comfortable with that or whatever the case is. So now that we've gone over grabs, there's not really much else to talk about as far as grabs goes. So we're going to talk about his main kit, right? So if you're watching this, you more than likely have watched all the other parts, hopefully. If you haven't, please go back and watch the other parts. There's parts 1 to 4, I believe it is. And as a sum up, you know, how do we put it all together, right? Is there a precise way of putting it all together or anything like that? I'm going to tell you that the answer is no. And I'm going to say why, okay? Snake has so many complications and so many options and so much things you could do when it comes to like grenades, how to use aerials, dash attack, and all this other stuff that there's not really a clear, concise way of playing Snake as far as like when you reach that high level, like professional level Snake player. You know, there's just so many things that you could do with the character and there's so many options. What I mean by that is like, okay, so with, let's just say Ally and AK, they like to use grenades and they like to go in, right? Like that. But then there's snakes that tend to like go in with like B reverses or just dropping grenades or just jumping in and doing fake outs. You know, people like Dio, you know, will do stuff like that, like B reverse, dash attack, you know, stuff like that, you know, and you don't see like MVD or AK or whoever else doing those types of options most of the time, right? They'll just go in with the grenades, or they'll go in, do stuff like that, and then kind of go from there. Whereas again, like Dio, he likes to use movement just to try and get in a sense. So yeah, there's just so many different ways and different findings and all this other stuff to use Snake, honestly. If we were to say, or to put it in like just the primary things, I guess, just like a solid like ground level, primarily what you would want to do is like use grenades to get in. You don't really need to like use B reversing or Z nading or anything like that at the moment. You don't have to like go that hard into Snake and just like have to learn all those things. But like a general concise game plan is just like trying to get in with grenades and then going for conversions when grenades hit and having the confidence you need to land those conversions when it comes to, you know, grenade hits and stuff like that, and just going for it. Just getting used to that situation in itself is going to help you rack a lot of damage and potentially net more kills, you know, more earlier as well. So definitely remember that. And yeah, and then dash attack, right? Dash attack's a really good option. Know how to scare people with dash attack. Just by dashing in and dashing out can scare people because they're already thinking about dash attack So it's something to always keep in mind of. So, and don't like sit here and do like short dashes. Like kind of like do like a little bit lengthier dashes just to scare them into thinking that like you're gonna dash attack, because again, they're always looking for it, right? Or because of the fact that Snake dash attack is just really strong. It crosses up on shield, and it just gains a lot of stage control in general. So use stuff like that. Use grenades to get in, and then, you know, kill percent. You go for the up tilts. That's really like the general concise game plan of Snake. You know, you go for the up tilt when they're at kill percent. When they're off stage, you use Nikita. If they get to ledge, you use up smash and down smash, and then stuff like that. But then once you get into that higher level, then it's more of the lines like, okay, so now I gotta like use, you know, other ways of like getting in, right? Like with back air, or just like there's just so much stuff, honestly. There's so much stuff that Snake can do, and you know, if you have a creative mind, then, you know, play around with stuff and see what you could do as far as like primarily the grenades. The grenades is the primary part that you have to really like put a creative thought into it if you want, and but otherwise you don't have to. Like, you can just mess around with these throws and just kind of go off of that. But when it comes to like option coverage, like if you feel like you're more of a trapping Snake, where like you want to have a grenade here, so to cover roll, let's say, right? So this is covering roll in if they get scared and they roll in. And then you also have it right there for like, you know, throws, or, you know, back throw into it, and so on and so forth. You know, then you have to kind of like put in that creative mindset into it. And above all else, man, like when it comes to Snake, I really think that just talking to other people that play Snake is really good, because again, the character has so much stuff that he could do, or like so many like combinations of options that he has for a lot of scenarios, that you can like bounce ideas off of other Snake players. And I think it's good to have Snake players around you, or, you know, if you're able to message them online or whatever the case is, just to be able to talk and see, you know, what they think of Snake, and like you guys can bounce ideas off and see what works and what doesn't. And when you're watching Snake, like whether it's MVD, Grape, Chronos, AK, you know, all the way down to even some random Joe Schmo, like you can always learn something just by watching Snake in general, because everybody has so many ideas to you know, when it comes to using Snake, honestly. So that's the primary thing I would say as far as when it comes to picking up Snake. But yeah, general ground level, just off the top, is just dash attack, using grenades to have stage control, have a C4 right there on platforms or center stage, you know, depending on the matchup. And yeah, just using the dash attack, searching for the up tilt, pulling out Nikita when they're off stage. And then you can go into the nitty gritty, like, okay, faking with down tilt, or like going for grabs, you know, messing with jab one, stuff like that. And yeah, just going off of that, and then all the tech that he has too, etc., etc. So I hope this video helps you guys out. If you guys have any questions, feel free to comment. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, of course. And in the description, I have my Twitch, Twitter, Patreon, etc. Feel free to contact me or support the channel. And thank you all again for watching. I thank you all so much, and have a great rest of your day. Bye.
Never duplicate you, never multiply two. Everyone copy and paste, mask all up in on their face. Disney fantasy MPH, they are cool with their complacent. You feel it in you, then you brush it off you. Ain't significant, but you got something we want, and your whole life is a taunt, cause you will not just comply. Waking up for your day.